So, I've pretty much been through everything on this radio, and this is the first board that I screwed around with, and I put it back in there, reflowed a few spots. You see them there, and it worked, and it seemed like it worked better. And I started to notice that this wire over here, when I would pull on it, the receiver would go 3 dB high or low. So then I flipped it over on the other side, started screwing around, and I removed the PLL board, and that's when all hell broke loose. So I've got lots of time into this thing. It's 6:30. I don't know what time I started on it. 10:30 this morning. I buttoned up the other side. And going back into here. I've removed the filters out of the radio, the CW filters. One of these is from something else. And I needed to get in here to solder the... There's jumpers on this board. So normally you'll say like cut here. So I put jumpers back in here. So if somebody ever does get it to work, it never did have a sideband filter. You can see the original cut here thing. And then this is the stock filter that's not removable unless you're just gutting the radio. But you can. And then this would be like another, the 455 IF. And then another 455 IF. Those aren't removable. And they're not worth removing anyway. But the optional CW filters are pulled out of the radio. And even if I do get the radio going, I don't do CW, so I'd be better off to sell those to somebody that's going to use them. So we're going to give it one last final hurrah over here. We're going to just check to see if there's anything funny that we see on here. And then after that, I'm going to button this up, and I'm going to put it back together, and I put it for sale for like $200 parts. We know it transmits. It's got lots of good parts in it. Finals are good. The power supply is good. Just don't know what part of it's bad. I checked the PLL. We got voltage everywhere. So it's in lock. It's just some issue stopping it from receiving. So I don't really want to put any more time into this radio. It doesn't have a band stack, so when you go to one band, you're exactly on a multiple of the other frequency. It doesn't remember where you've been. So I'll just file it away in a corner if somebody really wants to buy it locally. I'm not shipping it. It weighs like 50 pounds. And at this point, I'm not parting it out. Maybe my friend Alan has one. And he said it's got a bad relay on transmit. Maybe I'll try and get it from him or something. Just keep this as parts rig. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, these things are really, really a lot of work, but they're cool when they do work. This one's just never, ever worked right. I had a 930. 930 worked good. I just didn't really... I don't know why I didn't like it, but... anyway. It just, something a little bit newer than this. I mean, these are cool, but they just have a lot of solder problems. So unless you're like really just like to geek out and stress yourself out and, that kind of stuff, it's probably not a good radio for somebody to buy, except for the guy that has been working on them, probably. The guys that have been working on these since they were new know how to work on these. And they also know when not to bother with these ones. But the guy I got it from, he labeled everything with markers and all that stuff, so that was an indication he'd been in there a lot. So the funny mods here with the clipped wire, and I saw that on another video. The radio shop guy down the rabbit hole, he had the same thing right here, these two, and then this thing also. And, like these ones here, soldered. There's these ones here, they're soldered. There's some ones on the VCO. A lot of the stuff in here is questionable. So, it could be something simple, but, it's beyond my skill level, so I'm done.